And we've got some disruptive weather on the cards as Storm Amy is sweeping its way in. Some damaging winds, especially across the northern half of the British Isles. Heavy rain around as well. It is going to be wet and windy wherever you are, and I will bring you all the details throughout the programme. Yeah, absolutely. Waterproofs, wellies. Probably going to be too windy for your umbrellas, though, I think, this weekend.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, good morning to you. The weather's going to be causing a few headaches, I think, over the next couple of days. We could well see some disruption to sporting fixtures, but also more widely to travel. We could see power cuts as well, particularly across the northern half of the British Isles. That's where
So, Sarah, lots of people will be looking at the weather forecast, listening to you this morning, thinking, is the storm going to be as bad as we thought? What's the indications today?
Yes, well, good morning to you. We have got this storm on the way, Storm Amy, our first named storm of the season, and it's been developing for a few days. It's got the remnants of an ex-hurricane in it, so that means it's got enough moisture and energy to produce some pretty disruptive weather. It'll mainly be the northern half of the UK that's going to see the worst conditions, so we've got amber warnings for some damaging winds later on today through this evening and tonight into Saturday morning as well, particularly across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland too. But even away from these areas, it is going to be wet. It is going to be windy for all of us. Here's the satellite picture. It shows the storm that's been developing here. So we have got the remnants of that ex-hurricane mixed within it. So it's quite warm out there with all that tropical air, but it is also going to be windy and wet as well. To start the morning, we have got some quieter weather. This is the picture out there just an hour or so ago in North Tyneside. But the cloud is going to be pushing its way in from the southwest. Yep, that absolutely sums it up, Naga. Yes, good morning. Storm Amy on the way, so it's going to be a case of being prepared for this storm. Batten down the hatches, the trampolines as well. The strongest of the winds are going to be across the northern half of the UK.
But it is going to be very, very windy as we head through the next couple of days. We do have a yellow warning in force issued by the Met Office, and it's all because of Storm Amy. For us, it means gusty winds. That warning in force from midnight tonight. So as for today, though, it's not been the greatest of starts. It's been very grey, and there has been some spells of rain around. You can see the
Hello there. Very good evening to you. It has been rather wet across the capital through today. Grey and cloudy skies, but through the next 24 hours, the talking point is going to be the strength of the winds, all thanks to Storm Amy. A yellow weather warning has been issued from the Met Office today, where we could be seeing gusts of up to 55 miles an hour. And of course, with trees in full leaf at the moment, that could cause some problems, and I'd expect some travel impacts as well.
Yes, it really has been a very wet day. There's some further rain to come, but the most notable thing are the winds. Now, we do have a yellow warning for those winds in force. As you'll see here, it's been issued by the Met Office. Thanks to Storm Amy, of course, bringing those gusty winds that could reach over 50 miles an hour for some of us on Saturday. So valid from midnight tonight until 7 o'clock on Saturday evening. But let's just turn our heads back to today, because it has been very wet. If you've looked out the window, this has likely been a very similar view to what you've seen, a lot of rain. And where it has been a little bit dry for a time this afternoon, there's been plenty of cloud around. As you can see here, really not any sunshine at all. And it will be in limited amounts as we head through the course of the weekend as well.
And Storm Amy has finally reached northwestern parts of the UK. Amber warnings are now in force. I'll show you where it's headed.
Becky, Storm Amy has finally arrived and there are weather warnings aplenty.
Yeah, there really are. We've been talking about this really since the beginning of the week, and then it was confirmed. And it certainly is pretty unusual to actually be seeing a storm of this sort of strength this early in storm season. But already we've seen a gust of 96 miles an hour across western Scotland. And currently we've got 52,000 people people without power across some parts of Northern Ireland. So it's definitely pretty significant. Now, this is Storm Amy moving in, scooting around the northern parts of the UK, and then gradually, as we move throughout the second half of the weekend, disappearing towards Scandinavia. So it's a pretty quick affair, really. I mean, the strength of those winds, it couldn't really be anything other than that, but it is having really quite significant impacts. Now, of course, storms are always wind events, but we also have a wind and rain event. So let's just take our time to go through the current weather warnings. So starting off then with the wind. Now, remember the track of the centre of Storm Amy, which of course is just a very intense area of low pressure. And as it continues its journey north, northwest, and then finally tipping over the top of the UK, that's where we see these amber warnings slowly starting to click off. But really, for much of Saturday, we've got amber weather warnings still in force across the UK. More widely, you can see that everyone is going to be seeing a very windy picture indeed. But let's have a look at that rain as well. The rain comes sort of in two batches, and that rain is mostly going to be warnable there across the northwestern parts. But as I say, everyone is going to be seeing a real spell of some heavy rain for a time, and that could cause some impacts. Let's have a look at the forecast. So it is all about Storm Amy as we look ahead to the weekend, of course. And as I say, it's really the next sort of 24, 36 hours. Storm Amy moving in with disruptive winds and, as I say, very wet in places. Mostly where we've got those weather warnings is where we've already got saturated ground.